Hello and good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us on this webinar called Business Opportunity Over Chat. Business Opportunity Over Chat is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Over the last 27 years, Franchise India has helped thousands of investors selecting the right franchise business for them. Today, we are happy to introduce you a luxury jewelry brand from Rajasthan called Polki Stories. Polki Stories is a ready-to-wear luxury jewelry brand by Raniwala 1881. It celebrates the journey of women through the beauty of Polki jewelry, which features natural uncut diamonds to traditional style with a modern touch. Each piece tells a personal story and is meant to be passed down through the generations. Raniwala 1881 has a rich history of 142 years and known for its detailed craftsmanship, royal design, and the timeless beauty. To talk more about it, I'm joined with a big panel. Although we have, the co-founders, Mr. Abhint Raniwala and Abhishek Raniwala, Arzu Gemini, who is the business head of this brand. He take care of the retail and the e-commerce business. Apart from that, I'm also joined with my colleague Binita Pal. She's the senior manager from Ahmedabad. We have Mani Ekambaransa. He's our channel partner from Coimbatore. We have Ishta. She's from the head office Delhi. We have Rajajan. He's the head of business Mumbai. We also have Mr. Ashish Vora. He's our channel partner from Mumbai. And of course, Pranav Sharma, the brand management team. So before we start and talk more about the brand and the business opportunity, I would like to invite Mr. Arju to please take the lead and let's start with a little bit of intro. Of course, we would love to hear something about Abhiyan Saniwala, and then we will move on to the presentation part. Over to you, Arju.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for providing us this platform where we can put forward the cultural rooted legacy of Rajasthan, which is Polki based jewelry. Previously, we got an opportunity to, share our vision and thoughts around our bridal Polki jewelry brand Raniwala 1881. And now, after close to 60 days down the lane, seeing the success and the response we got, we have decided to move ahead with Polki Stories by Raniwal 1881, which, we can offer it on a wider scale in India. And, we are really excited that what we are bringing on the plate, where the investors can, come and grab the interest and take this legacy from Rajasthan Indian culture roots forward in various geographies of India. Having said that, and before I walk through the entire thing, I would love if Abhyan sir, who is our executive director and the torch bearer for Raniwala family, if he can just share his thoughts around what he feels about Polki stories by Raniwala 1881. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to be here and talking to everybody about our journey and how this Polki Stories brand we started and how it all came to reality. So, as you know, that we've been into Raniwala, that is our brand name, original brand name, and since 144 years, starting from Byawar, we've been into various jewelry kind of trades, and our forte has been focusing on brides and always creating heirloom jewelry. So that was Raniwala 1881 journey. But since past 10 years, I started seeing that there is a big gap in the market for smaller kind of a pret kind of a jewelry which nobody was doing. And the time we were thinking of that there is a big gap in pret jewelry, that was the time when we saw Carrot Lane came in and really became big. And but again, being the first movers, they were really great. And then in the Polki space, yet there is nobody. And from past 20 years of retail experience, we've been seeing that the bridesmaid, bride's friend, attendees, graduations, there's so many occasions when women can be adorned with jewelry. and need not to be very heavy or bridal. People want to spend on their lifestyle, maybe a budget pocket friendly from 30,000 rupees beginning, maybe up till 3 lakh, where they don't have to really take consent from their friends or families or parents or anybody. So giving more power to women to make their own choice on a day-to-day wear jewelry and create, and that thinking all those lines, we created this spread line called Polki Stories. So the idea behind this Polki story is absolutely keeping women empowerment in mind, and it's kind of a symbol that how you express Polki jewelry need not to be a very heavy one or a bridal, or but a very enterprising lady or a woman or a girl can wear it with confidence and boost their own morale, and that is the idea behind this particular brand. And what we are looking for that there's a big gap, and we want to expand this because right now we are operating only online. That's polkistories.com, and we're getting great result globally. And we'll be happy to share the data how we are doing on the platform. And but now we see that if we have physical presence, it will be a great success story, being a first mover, and that is what we are looking for.
Thank you so much for a brief insights about, what is our approach, why we are here. And now, without any further ado, I'm taking an opportunity to share my screen and, take the conversation forward.
All right. So we also have Abhishek Raniwala joined with us. Welcome,
Oh,
Abhishek.
fantastic. So, Abhishek, sir,
Yes, hi.
hi. Can you also share some thoughts around in the lines of what Abhiyan sir has expressed?
Arzu, you continue with your screen, then I'll jump in the end.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Polki Stories by Raniwala. We have a descriptor mentioned here as a breath jewelry, and as rightly mentioned by Abhyant sir as well, that we are putting it forward as a positioning of a breath jewelry, as we already have a jewelry line under the Raniwala 1881, which is a bridal Polki jewelry brand. We are positioning it as a breath jewelry. Some of you might be thinking that what this means is a breath jewelry. So I wanted to take a moment to explain this part. As in the designing fraternity, we have a couture segment and a breadth segment. On the similar lines of
Arzu, there seems to be some problem in the internet, I guess.
Can you hear you, Arzu? It's cracking.
Yeah, voice is
is it
breaking a
is
lot.
it
Yeah,
better now? I'm so sorry, must be a hello. Is it better? I'm audible now. Hello.
Uh, no, voice
Am I
is really
audible?
breaking
Can
a lot.
anybody confirm?
let me
Oh,
call
is
him
it?
and get it fixed. 1 second.
Hello.
Yeah, Arzu, the voice is really breaking a lot.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, Arju sir, is actually your voice is completely breaking.
Hello. Better now?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay. I hope I'm audible now. Can anybody confirm, please?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm so sorry for
Yes.
this. This is seems that there is some sort of an internet issues. Nevertheless, I'm just moving forward. So, as Polki stories, as Polki stories, uh, Hello.
We lost you, Arzu, in between.
I'm so
There is
sorry.
no.
Is it
There is a
is
message that says no voices coming to the on the webinar. There's a message.
Ashish ji, am I audible now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, we
yeah,
No,
hear
it's
you.
cracking, Arzu. It's coming clearly, then it's cracking again.
Is
correct.
it still cracking? I've actually turned out,
May,
I've
may,
changed my
you may also
internet.
switch off the camera. Arzu,
I,
you,
hello.
Arzu, you may also switch off your camera.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. I'm getting across to you now.
Seems to be okay. I mean, let's start, please.
Okay.
No idea. It was good initially.
Yep.
All of a sudden. Yeah. You please
Yeah.
continue, Arzu.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear
Yes,
you.
sorry.
Please
Can
continue.
you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Okay.
Arzu. You just need to turn off
Okay.
the camera, yeah,
Okay.
to save the bandwidth.
Yeah, I have done that. I have done that. I've done
Uh-huh.
that. Seems that there is some sort of an internet issue just popped up. So sorry for this.
It is okay now.
Nevertheless, I'm just moving forward. So, yeah. So, having said that, the Polki stories by Raniwala 1881 is predominantly, there is a journey which we wanted to weave across in the life of a woman, ranging from, when she is venturing to an adulthood of an age group of 20 to 21, where she is reaching out to the small sort of a milestones, be it her convocations and her graduations, to getting her first job, to getting some sort of some personal achievements in life, and then getting gratified from the elders in the family, probably say elder sister, mother, grandmother, and moving forward, then transiting into the various facets. This journey with the Polki stories keep moving forward. So having said that, the key highlights of Polki stories by Raniwala 1881. I hope I'm audible now. I just wanted to cross check because so that we are on sync with it. If anybody can just confirm me the same.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
it's
Arjun.
audible. Yeah.
Yeah, confirm.
Okay, okay. I'm so sorry for this, guys. Was not something in my hand. Nevertheless, so key highlights of the Polki stories. Polki stories is predominantly what is the differentiators this brand hold. It's majorly that as the prefix of the brand name goes Polki, the biggest differentiator for us is that we are curating all our designs with the uncut, unpolished natural diamonds. That is Polki, and that is providing us the biggest competitive edge, and in fact a first mover advantage, which we have even witnessed the kind of responses we have received out in our D2C journey so far. Having said that, the legacy attached of Raniwala 1881 do all the justice with the amount of credibility cementing required for any user to buy the jewelry. So that is something which is being taken care of by the Raniwala 1881. Besides this, in sense, we bundle up the Polki stories with all our, brand, initiatives, in the sense of, creating a right identity, expressions, and authenticity. And again, this brand, whatever we put it out to the user, there is a reflection of the Indian roots attached to it. Besides this, we it's something it's coming from the house of Raniwala 1881, which is known for its backward integration. So in-house manufacturing is provides us a lot of range and and lot of opportunity to diversify our portfolio range. As mentioned by Mr. Abhiyant Raniwala ji and Abhiyant Raniwala sir. So about Raniwala 1881. Now, as we have Abhishek sir also on the call. So being a torch bearer for Raniwala Jewelers Private Limited, I would request if he can just shed some light about Raniwala journey since 1881. Abhishek sir, if you don't mind, can you just express some of your thoughts of the journey being of Raniwala as a family?
Sure. So,
Yeah.
thank you all for coming on the call. I'll just set the vision very clearly for Polki Stories. This is our endeavor to connect the art and craft of Rajasthan, which is the Polki jewelry, for the first time ever, largely across India. And I personally see Pret as one category which is affordable, reachable, and use more functional for the users. Um, when I say first ever, why there were no brands which could not penetrate further with the Polki category across India, though it is very iconic to our traditions, iconic to our occasions, um, iconic or synonym to our heritage. So whenever we have these words around our rituals, we we always think about Polki jewelry. So why this kind of beautiful jewelry, which is connected to art and craft and our narrative of identity, heritage, was not easily available across India. The Carrot Lanes and other fantastic brands could not take this much deeper. I'll give you an answer for that to set a context here. That the nuances to manufacture this kind of jewelry are very typical. It has to go through many points because it has art as one of the feature. It has engineering, production knowledge, understanding the old world charm, and using it with the given resources and technology and making it more appropriate for the user of today. So it's a ethno contemporary approach. So because of this restriction, this type of jewelry was only seen in heavier part of the world, heavier part of the jewelry for the bridal necklace or for any big occasion, but never Pret. We at Raniwala, we're backward integrated. We have 20 years strong only doing backward integration. And today we can say that we are one of the best running factories, or rather only biggest running factory, which manufacture this kind of jewelry with ease, with understanding all the steps, keeping the art and craft intact, and the karigars and the skill set. And we've broken the code of being Pret. We can deliver the promise of exchange, buyback, guarantee, making the unorganized sector as an organized sector. So that is our thought, that how do we connect the community at large in India with the original jewelry, which connects to their roots and give them an identity. So this is the thought at large. If you ask, somebody asked us that, which is another fashion brand you connect yourself to, then I always say Manevar. If you all know what is Manevar, Manevar is not done anything. It is just an emotion which is being delivered, which is connecting to your identity. And I see all the women in the house, they can probably connect what I'm saying, that how jewelry is an expression or an extreme expression for a woman, even above her clothes, even above her origin, where she resonates with what kind of jewelry she's wearing, what kind of personality she is, what kind of occasion she's going in. So 200,000 rupees, 2 lakh ki niche ki this jewelry. So this is a no-brainer. And the two, as I mentioned, there are only two keys, with merchandising, and that is product and manufacturing. And we've done that. And any of you visiting Jaipur, we are happy to take to the factory and show you what I'm talking about. That is one part of the story. I can take questions on that. Second, Raniwala 1881. Our forefathers, we hail from Biawar, and there's a long legacy. But the point is that, as I mentioned, the art and craft is intact. Raniwala wants to be, I would say, Raniwala is a brand which connects the bride. It's not a bride jewelry. It's more Raniwala 1881 is more of a bridal jewelry. So Raniwala as a brand, we want people to connect to its roots, to its identity, to its the narrative is very clear, that express who you are. So I can talk about the legacy. It's all across on our Instagram and our, but that's the endeavor of our brand. So one, Raniwala 18 is his flagship brand, where we do bridal jewelry, we do heavier jewelry like Hasleys and the patterns of the Paisley motifs, and celebrating India, celebrating the culture of Mughals and the Indians, Mughals and the Indians, and where this art came in. And Pret is more accessible. That's why we're having a call. I think it's a no-brainer. I am happy to take any question, or Arzu, you want me to connect to any other point? I'm sorry for my throat.
Yeah.
I'm under the weather today.
Yeah. So if we can definitely keep it more conversing if anybody wants to, whatever the moderators from
If
Franchise
I
India
may miss
suggest.
something, I'll be happy to engage.
Sure. And thank you so much for walking us through this journey. I'm taking an opportunity to move forward.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, as we would love to put in bit of an emphasis on what exactly Polki stands for, because it's very important, as we have decided to go ahead with the name Polki Stories as a brand name. And so what exactly the Polki is all about. So we would love to educate you a bit about it. So, Polki is basically a natural diamond, which is in a state of an uncust and unpolished. And this is basically an untreated raw beauty. And we basically utilize Polki as a base material with an intersection of a 14 and an 18 carat of a gold, plus an intersection of the colored stones, which is ranging from the precious to semi-precious range. And we create statement pieces out of it, which is I'm going to walk you through the various categories of the products we have in this. We indeed use a lot of modern techniques, but yet the flavor of personalization of working of an artisan's is quite intact with entire manufacturing process of curating these pieces. Polki always being a synonym with Rajasthan, in specifically in the buckets of Jaipur, Jodhpur, um, Bikaner, Byawar, from where the entire journey of Raniwala 1881 has been unfolded. Besides this, we also do a lot of, ethno-contemporary essence to our designs by adding a flavor of doing some sort of a detailing with the different colors and the elements. So, more or less, the biggest differentiator, what we really want to watch upon apart from our legacy, is our Polki as a category, which is what we have it here. Having said that, so far you all have got an opportunity to hear thoughts from both the torch bearer for Raniwala family, who's Mr. Abhishek Raniwala and Abhiyant Raniwala. I would love to, and the capacity of a business and one who is leading this vertical, I would love to just park my thought on one aspect, that at Raniwala Jewelers Private Limited, we are in the constant, process of curating the category of Polki bigger and better. Whatever initiatives we are taking out here, ranging from our bridal Polki jewelry category, for which we becomes not only the part of the critical occasion, but also becomes the part of an emotional, attachment with the families. We have came up with Polki Stories by Raniwala. Idea is we wanted to increase the horizon of the customer base under the family of Raniwala 1881. That, the client is not coming to us when she has a specific occasion in the mind for which she wants to consider Raniwala. Client should come to us even when she is getting her first milestone of the line being achieved, and that's where she is getting the Polki Stories piece as a sense of a gratification. So that's the kind of a vision we hold. And with with external factors, being into deployment around diamonds, around lab grown diamonds. There is a lot of demand being spiked up for the Polki as a category, and being one who is pretty much expert into this category, we are very confident that this category of our business is something which is going to get very high acceptability in the coming years down the lane. Having said that, in sense of the visual depiction of the brand, this is some sort of a glimpses that how we put things forward. Like we mentioned that, backward integration is one of our biggest forte. We always try to put that forward, in our content aesthetics. I want to move forward and just want to give you a walkthrough around the product categories. Predominantly, we have a quite elaborated product categories apart from the one which you are seeing out here. But this we have pulled out on basis of the buying needs we have witnessed so far whenever the customer reach out to us. Whenever the customer comes to us, predominantly they comes under these five buckets. One is daily delights, and we are very pleased to express that, the options in, made with an intersections of Polki and the metal of 14 and 18 karat is being widely acceptable for the daily wears. So a lot of customer comes with us and that they want to look for the replacements of what they are wearing in a Polki as a category, because it really sparks the conversations, and the compliments they get out from their peers. Besides this, we have the category of glamorous gala. um, you know, in the small getaways, small occasions, after office parties, there is a flavor of a bling is required, where we have an entire collection where we have added the factor of a bling to all our product assortment, and we are bundling it up and putting it forward under the category of a glamorous gala, which is apt for any, small getaways and show ups. Festivity in India is something which is one of the biggest sentiment being considered for the jewelry buying. So we have an entire collection for the festive glimpse. And it also what happens, we have noticed that modern women these days are, looking for an options which is not so heavy, very light, something which they can carry for the entire course of the day on the specific festivals. So where this festive glimpse collections comes at the rescue. Besides this, predominantly for or .com business, as what happens is, buying the fine jewelry of high ticket value on the online is always been holds a bit of an apprehension still in India. So we came about with an elaborated range of under 1 lakh collection. As of now on the website, we have close to around 150 SKUs in this particular category, in which we are offering the pieces made up of natural uncut diamond, which is Polki with metal in the range of under 1 lakh, and which is becoming quite a great substitute with the other options available in the market. So this is something which is spiking a lot of igniting a lot of conversation out there in the category. And as mentioned by our promoter about, whenever the brides comes to us, they look out for the gifting options for their bridesmaids, to their sisters, to somebody else, others in the families, and the close and dear acquaintances. So gifting category is something which is again becomes a very, integral part of our product offerings. So in cumulation, these are the product, categories which we have, and this is completely on the basis of the buying sentiments, what we are witnessing out there so far in the journey of Polki Stories by Raniwala. Key features which we always talk to our clients: in-house manufacturings, all our jewelry is being certified. We also have a backward integration where we have the consultations who takes care of all the queries of the clients. And yes, indeed, we also provide the lifetime exchange and the buybacks. I would like to spend some time out here that who is exactly the shopper for the Polki stories. We have, categorized the shoppers of Polki stories into predominantly three categories, which is young charmers, glow getters, and golden agers, which is further classified on the basis of the age group. The great part about this particular category of the product is the age group is quite wider. And when we say it's wider, even the buying happens in each of these age groups is quite a lot. Like, in the age group of 21 to 25, we have noticed that These are the customers who wants to pamper themselves with their first sort of an earning, or wants to get pampered by their elders on certain milestone achievements. In either ways, and they also wants to be act as a differentiator with whatever they are doing. So, we have noticed that there is a spike, in the acceptance of the Polki story product offerings among this age group. Second categorization we have done with the age group of 25 to 30. These are quite an informed audience who love to explore a lot on the social media, love to explore what are the variants available. Their expectation is slightly on or their bar of expectation of selecting the right product is slightly higher, because they want to get themselves educated, and basis which they want to pick it up. Their purpose of buying is differ, not only for wearing it on an occasion basis, but they also wants to make it as part of their staple jewelry which they can carry in their corporate lives as well. And they are indeed a lot of an informed decision makers. The third is the golden ages, which we put it as an age group of 30 to 45. In this age group, majorly the women's out there is also looking out for the jewelry options, majorly for the gifting. So this age group, women's, whenever they reach out to us, we have noticed that they're reaching out for the purpose of gifting, where they are looking up not to buy a single pieces, but the multiple of MOQs they want to buy, which we want to gift across within the some sort of a functions and stuff like that. What sets us apart, indeed, as I have multiple times mentioned in the conversation, is of course Polki as a category is the biggest differentiator for us. Second is our backward integration, that in-house capabilities which we hold with us. Third is our diverse assortment. We try to identify what all are the buying triggers all users hold, and according to which we curate the collection. The fourth is the legacy and the credibility attached with the brand of good 142 years plus. Um, Next is basically our precision manufacturing. And apart from this is what we have noticed is in the span of last 2, 3 years of our journey, the kind of a repeat purchases we hold, which is a reflection of product, fitment in the market buckets. That is something which we feel that it's something which is a, it's also a derivative that is something which is setting us apart. And indeed, one more point, that Raniwala 1881 has been into the operations from so many years. We hold a great loyal client base across not only India but even overseas as well. So those loyal client base is indeed also help us to further penetrate the Polki Stories product within the various buckets. Now I would like to, scroll few slides, which is talking about our, creative depiction, how we communicate the brand out. Because so far the journey being more into a .com, so we were there on the Instagram feeds of everyone who is falling into the category of, buying the Polki story kind of a product. So this is the kind of a visual aesthetics which we always follow to, communicate a brand put forward. This is an year ago spring summer collection which we have which we have done. Besides this, we keep also doing a lot of tropical campaigns, like we do the festive campaign, we do Christmas campaign, we do Valentine campaign. Unlike to our parent brand, where our major focus is always on the bridal and the occasion driven buying, here our range of content is been extremely diversified basis the ask of the markets. And we can even go further beyond into it, like this is the reflections of how the Christmas campaigns we have done. And yes, we do a lot of user generated content as well, where we try to portray how the customer feels about our products and so on and so forth. On this particular slide, I would love to explain how the entire process of manufacturing goes for the Polki based jewelry. So, our process is basically we get the design briefs. Basis the design brief, the merchandisers works on the data and they examine that specific geographies, specific market, or the seasons we are setting up on. What is the kind of a product which is going to work, and basis which the designers come up with the collections, and then the entire process of the manufacturing goes, ranging from deploying it to the artisans, using the right technology capabilities. And I'm very pleased to express that even in the category of a Polki, we have extensive check processes, and we comply to a lot of governances, so which also help us to structure or manufacturing and increase the precision level in sense of our productivity. Having said that, this is a big process what we use for the manufacturing of the Polki based jewelry. So far we have expressed it to you about the brand, about what we stands for, what we want to attain out there. Now we would love to venture into the category where what we have to offer to our partners for whom we are looking in this category of Polki stories. So the benefits what we want, what we can extend to the franchisee partners is indeed our industry knowledge and the expertise as being the pioneer into this space. Central marketing support by the brand from our parent brand Raniwala 1881 plus the Polki Stories wing as well. Besides this, we always bundle up a lot of customization of additional revenue opportunities at the in-store events and doing some sort of exhibitions which can further infuse the walk-ins at the store level. Optimize investments and higher returns. I'm sure everyone must be thinking about getting the numbers revealed out there. I'll walk you through in the next slides about it. Ease of doing business with Raniwala 1881 as the company who's been operating into this space from so many years. We have the structures, we have the SOPs, we have the ops, we have the tech in place which can help to enhance the processes, all the coordinations between the partners and the brand, and all the coordinations between the partner and the end customer. So this entire journey mapping is something which we can definitely assist our partners to do it on a day-to-day basis. Stock correction on the stock correction 20% on the yearly basis. This is something, though despite the fact that we have we are pleased to express that we have an extensive knowledge and understanding about the specific geographies and their requirements, not on the basis of just on the basis of the qualitative knowledge, but even we have a lot of data on the basis of which we make these interpretations. Despite it, we are of extending the cushion to our prospect franchisee partner that we are going to extend you the 20% of the stock correction. So whatever on the purchase value. So this is something which we extending out to franchisee partners in this. We indeed, one more thing I would love to express it to you that placements with the celebs and on the prestigious magazines is something which we are already doing with Polki Stories, and which we will be keep doing even in the near future as well. Now I'm jumping to the critical slide on franchisee proposal. So in the franchisee proposal for the Polki Stories, we have curated both aspects of franchisee-owned company-operated model and franchisee-operated model, FOFO and FOCO, both models, which we are going to decide on the basis of the cities and on the basis of the strength of what partner holds, and on the basis of what are the restrictions and the limitations as a brand we hold in that category and in that particular geography. So, having said that, the store size in put together both the models we are looking at in the range of 400 to 600 square feet. The location is something which is going to be mutually decided. However, the brand holds the discrete right to decide upon the location. Initial capital expenditure investments, what we have anticipated is in the range of 35 lakhs. We are anticipating that 7,000 per square feet is going to be the capex. Franchisee fees, what we have kept for this is 5 lakh rupees. 6 months of a deposits, which sum up to 21 lakhs. Inventory at cost 3 crores. This I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is an inventory which is a standard inventory. We have put it on our proposal. However, on the basis of two derivative, one is the store size, and second is on the basis of the location and the demand that particular location hold. We will decide upon the inventory on the mutual term basis. And of course, we also need to factor in, because this number, what we have put it on the basis of the number of minimum SKUs, what is required to be deployed if in case we'll open a 400 to 500 square feet store. But depending upon the store size, we need to, reversely work out on these numbers. Now I want to first focus on the FOFO model. In the franchisee owned and franchisee operated model, we have worked out backwardly and extending a lucrative gross margin of 36% to our franchise partner. In that model, property deposits, rent, property repairs, insurance, everything is going to be taken care by the franchisee. all the staff is going to be on the franchisee payroll. However, if the biggest contributor in the payrolls, which is a store manager, is something which brand is going to extend from our side. So that's a support which again the brand is extending, and that store manager is going to be including the rest of staff, but predominantly store manager is being considered as the one who is leading from the front. Is being going to be completely trained by the brand. So in order to ensure the right secondary sales happening even from the counter level. Central marketing support is always going to be there from the company. Local marketing cost is something which needs to be borne by the franchisee. Even however, in this, our central marketing team is going to assist to further utilize the right media vehicles, that what vehicles should we need to opt for, the right set of a strategy, and how to utilize the marketing funds is something which which that is something which our central marketing team is going to help with. The payback period with the realistic calculation and the forecasting of the anticipated revenue, we have kept it less than 3.5 years. The return of investment which a franchisee partner can expect in this category is about 40%. The lock-in period which we have kept for this is 3 years, and the overall agreement period is for the 7 years. The only difference in the FOCO model as compared to the FOFO model is that in the FOCO model, there will be a revenue share which is going to be extended on the secondary sales, that is of 12%. All the conversations regarding to the rentals and the property is something which the franchisee needs to take care. Over and above that, be it a local marketing cost, central marketing cost, or any sort of an operation administration and the salary expenses is something which Raniwala is going to take care. Even in this, we have anticipated that the payback period is going to be less than 4 years, and the return of investments is going to be more than 30%, and the lock-in in the agreement period remains the completely same. So this is the kind of a snapshot of the model which we have worked on for our prospect partners. When we have launched, I wanted to go back and a hindsight when I'm presenting it. When we were presenting the same for Raniwala 1881, there was a lot of requests coming in that why are you sticking to only few cities? Why are you not rolling out down south? Why are you not rolling out into the other geographies? We love to be partner and we can do things together. So to all of those queries, here we are coming up with a solution. And I'm the next slide, I'm going to share the rollout cities, what we have planned for Polki Stories by Raniwala 1881. So, we have categorized these cities into, the four subcategories. First, talking about North. In North India, we are planning and we are open to explore the prospect partners in Delhi, Gurgaon, Chandigarh, Jaipur, and Lucknow. In West, we are open to explore in Ahmedabad, Surat, Mumbai, Pune. In East, we are open for Kolkata. And in South, we are open for Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai as the locations. So these are, the selective locations which we have decided at this stage that these are the locations with which we want to go ahead with. I wanted to give you one heads up that these aren't the locations which is we have decided on the basis of how big the jewelry market in that category. Indeed, of course, that's of course there, but that's not only the parameter. Here, the parameter is a pin code mapping and also the cities mapping we have done on the basis of the data insights we hold as operating as a .com category. So the data insights, when I'm saying on the data insights on the basis of the visitors we hold in the span of last 1.5 years on a website. So these are the cities from where we have got the maximum amount of the visitors, followed by the maximum amount of a time being spent on a website, followed by the maximum amount of add to carts we have received, followed by the maximum amount of the orders we have received. So considering aggregation of all of these is what these cities are. Why I have explained this to you is because you also get some sort of an understanding that these are the cities where already the brand hold some sort of market presence, plus the product market fit exists in these cities for the brand. What are we looking in sense of our ideal partner profile? Let me segregate it into two ways, for FOFO and FOCO. For FOCO, the segregation for the partner is not highly specific because the involvement of the partner comes here majorly into the lines of investments and the rest operations being taken care by the brand. However, in case of FOFO, the brand aspired to pass on the baton to run the operation to the partners who basically fulfill some checklist. A, they should have a flair for fashion. That is very important because this is not any other jewelry brand we wanted to portray out. Indeed, an entrepreneurial spirit and a self-driven individual. Somebody who is coming into the second or a third generation of a business and they want to venture out and do something on their own. Besides this, somebody if preferably we get a women entrepreneur, that's something cherry on the top because that is something which they can relate more to, and it becomes very easy to understand each other. So this is in sense of the ideal partner profile, what we hold in our mind. Key support functions we have segregated into two categories in the pre-opening and the post-opening of these stores. In the pre-opening, what we firmly believe in the business of retail, and a lot of you or most of you is also going to agree to it. In the pre-opening stage, what matters the most is the store location. That's the biggest derivative in the offline retail space. So site selection is something which brand is going to completely hands-on and going to assist out there. Store design layouting is going to be a fixed template which is gonna get adopted in across the cities. So that is something which brand is going to definitely assist. Staff training to all the staff being hired, even in the hiring process, the brand is going to assist. Integration of the right tech to do a day-to-day operations, which is a point of sale software, is brand is going to put their efforts out there. Inventory management, product audit, fixing up the store operation manual and guiding them how to get that done is something brand is going to be hands-on with. Post opening, a brand will definitely going to help with the local marketing assistance because we firmly believe that the success of any store and the partnership is where the secondary sales and the counter sales happens, and for which walk-ins becomes the very biggest derivative. So all the local marketing assistance, strategic curation, pulling out the right resources is something brand will going to help across the geographies. Ongoing digital marketing, as we are quite equipped with digital marketing as we are doing it on a month-to-month basis in our .com business. So whenever we're opening any specific geographies or focus in that particular geography is going to further enhance, and we will put more efforts to educate the users out there that we have a permanent presence in this particular city. Online sales support, consistent margins, new product development is something which with Raniwala 1881, you completely need to be rest assured. We will going to exploit you with the product options, which you can put it out there on your shelf and impress your users. Um, Stock rotations and corrections, we will definitely going to assist you that how you can make your stock rotation fast, and whatever the inventory which is not working out, we will try to replenish it with the other inventory options within the fixed decided limits. Customer service supports, and in the near future we will always look forward to some sort of a bigger endorsements with these apps as well. So more or less, this is the quick snapshot of the breadth category of Raniwala 1881, that is Polki Stories by Raniwala 1881. And thank you so much for bearing with us in the initial part of the internet connectivity issues, and we are open to questions now. We would love to hear the thoughts. So yes, over to the franchise team.
Also, very
Thank
good.
Yeah.
Very lengthy, but I like
Yes.
you've covered everything. It could not be much of a detail of many things, but we are open
Right.
for any kind of questions to deep dive and take them. Please go ahead. Otherwise, we'll summarize this that what are we trying to do and
Sure.
what are we here for. If any question, please ask so
Yeah,
that it could be a starting of
thank
the
you.
conversation.
Right. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Arzu.
much.
So I just want to know, uh, we are looking in Mumbai also. So how many stores we are planning in Mumbai, and if we are planning in multiple stores. So I want to know the locations, which all the locations we are looking for.
So, okay, so I'm taking this up. So, as of now, in every city, we are looking for only one store. to start with. We aren't looking for multiple store in the phase one.
Okay, so the franchisee who will come for Polki, so he will get the entire rights for the city.
Again, as of now, as of now, there will be one store. Considering how the response we are going to get that from that city, we'll be able to answer this question once we'll have a running operations with one specific store for quite some time.
Okay, and coming back to the location or support, are we brand will be given to the franchisee for finalizing the location, or you will select your final
Together,
selection will be yours
together.
together. Okay.
You want to be part of it.
Any location specific which we have finalized or we have to be there, our store will be there. Any location specific?
No, so Mr. Raja, so the idea is that this is spread and we want to penetrate as much. So we don't want to be on the Turner Road or a Hughes Road. We want to be there where the actual people are, keeping 250,000 rupees less. So we are happy to be a small place in a mall. We are happy to be in the market center. We are happy to go to Navi Mumbai where the new people and the yuppie crowd is there. We're happy to go to Borivali where, where the mix of the crowd is there. We don't not necessarily go to Kolaba or Kala Ghoda, where the designers are there. This is a very different kind of a brand. So keeping the market segment and the target audience, we are open for it. For example, I was in visiting Bombay with few people. Franchise India had collected me. So I saw the whole spread. So it is not about a luxury place. It is about a place which is more reachable, approachable, where the footfalls are higher.
Yes.
I mean, we don't want to be in Atria.
So how big, Abhishek, how big should be the size in malls? What are the expectations?
500 square feet is fantastically what we see that we can do business because
Okay.
see, Bombay particularly, the rents are skyrocketing. We have visited most of the cities and understand that Bombay
No, in the mall you need 500 or high street? Even in the mall, same space, it can be lesser.
similar. So our target is 500 to 700. Anything less than is that
Okay.
is that right? 500 is the right figure. What I'm mentioning?
Yes, sir. Standard is 500, but again, what happens is ki when we are unfolding conversations with all networks as well. So it's a derivative if somebody holds a location. Okay, so we can discuss about it, but the right location will be 500 to 600 square feet. Irrespective whether it is coming in the mall or it's coming it on the high street. On the high street, I feel that it can even go slightly beyond to 700. And again, it also depends on the geography we are looking at. If it's Bombay, then yes.
As we mentioned, we're very fluid. We're very
Hmm,
flexible.
right.
We are starting the journey. We want a lot of hand holding, understanding. But the three things we can deliver, which I am very sure, me and my brother and Arju are very sure. We know, all of you, please, if you give me 1 minute, I will summarize for all of you. It is very easy to talk and connect to the potential. One is the market. The market of this category is exponential because we are the first movers. There's no one. To buy a Pret Polki, the local jeweler in that geographic area does not have stock. Fine. If they have stock, second, they will not have the choices. So, and we have tested this through our digital presence. And that is why we're going omni-channel. That's why we're going for presence. So one is market. There is exponential scope. That is one part. Second is what is the purpose of this jewelry? It's very simple. How do you connect to your roots? You wear diamond jewelry, you wear gold. Gold is typical, it has one particular purpose. Diamond has a particular purpose and both have restrictions of it. But Polki of 2 lakh rupees, which has gold and connects you to roots and identity. आप छोटे फंक्शन में जा रहे हैं, बड़े में जा रहे हैं, सगाई में, दिवाली, होली, all those programs, you need to wear that one locket, which shows your identity. The need is so high. The young girls who are getting married and getting engaged to just come out of college, they want to wear that charm, with that Polki charm, show their identity. So I see that there is a huge need of this jewelry. We can probably replace a lot of fashion jewelry and upgrade those people into this. Why we can do is because we deliver the promise. We are a legit brand. We are backward integrated. We are design oriented. We have the surname of our family of so many years put in the brand. We are going to go all in. It is not that we are making another name of a brand. We are calling ourselves Polki Stories by Raniwala. So we are going to do everything. So the promise from us is to do endorsements, to celebrity endorsement. How do we become more legit? How do we deliver that promise? That is what is required. And that is what we've worked out for so many years. And now we are coming up face to face with the consumer through the franchising. The fourth very, very important part.
Thank you so
Franchise,
much.
franchise part.
Abhishek, there is a query on the panel. The query is coming from an investor. He's asking, do you provide without franchisee to individual jewelers? I think he's talking about shop in shop or the stock to buy and sell. So
Could you
what would be your response to that?
come back again? I didn't hear the question.
So without a franchisee EBO, exclusive business outlet, what we are into webinar today, they are asking without that, are you still providing your jewelry as a buy and sell to other jewelers in the market today? Maybe shop in shop, or they
No,
can
we
buy
don't do
in
shop in
stock with you
shop
and
or
they.
shop. We want to make this as an individual category. So there's absolutely no shop in shop.
Okay, so it's not there today also, and we don't intend to do that. It's a different
We are very
category.
sure that we don't want to go into shop in shop. So Ashish, I'll finish my point. Last fourth point. What is it for the,
Very, yeah.
for the once franchise? Very simple. That the kind of we've seen all the patterns of what is available for franchise to put in their money as an investor. Thank you to Franchise India. It gave a plethora of conversations. What is the deal going on? What is the buyback? What is the return on investment? What is the ticket size of investment? What is an IR, etc. We saw everything. We saw lab grown coming in. We talked about big corporates coming in, and kind of model we've made. I think it's a no-brainer. If I'm an investor with this ticket, with a 4 times stock turnover ratio, and I have a younger generation in the family coming in, I will test market. कि बेटा ये ले लो, इसको 2 साल चला के दिखाओ मुझे, and it's a no-brainer. It's a profit-making machine, and it is a entry for larger scope of business and making fast money with a legit promise. So I see this as a potential is all those people who are either want to expand or want to engage with their new generation, or want to do something more apart from the apparel, apart from owning these Alan Solis and all of that. This is one category they can explore. And I met Ashok Ji Mukhi, I don't know, Franchise India met me. I met him. He was so excited. He's got, I think, 20 franchise from Birla and Reliance. And he was so excited to look further for something like that, which is similar ticket, because he has always been into 5 crore ticket for apparels. So those people become very potential. They know the market. They understand the franchise. They know the nuances of the geography. They have the database. And all those people who are getting married or around the area, they're very influential people. So it's a natural fit. So this is my 4 points. I'm repeating again, there's a huge potential in the market. The need is very high to connect to the identity roots, why people want to buy this jewelry. Third is that the brand, me and my brother, we have the same surname with the brand. We are delivering every promise has come to our stage. And of course, the margin. It is a very easy extension. The franchisee guy is exhausted with dealing with the same brands. Raymond के बाद Raymond क्या नाम है उसका? मान्यवर जैसा Raymond Heritage. No, I'm missing the name. So they just same doing it because there's no other conversations happen. They don't want to do agar Kalyan and Titan because the ticket goes very high. But this is the same ticket. It's easy. They know the area. Anybody in Hyderabad, Surat, Calcutta, Lucknow, wherever the city is, so easy, according to me. These are my few words. Abhin, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to add one last point with this that, today you all will be thinking that if this is a successful model, then why will not the other jewelers start doing the same thing? So the problem here is the entry barrier. We being the manufacturers, the design aesthetic, the pricing of the polkis and the whole production, what we can do that no other jeweler can do it. Yet Tanishq or be it Malabar or be it Kalyan or Indriya, for the matter of fact, nobody is able to do Polki manufacturing, being the biggest people of jewelry in the industry. So this is the one of the biggest entry barrier which all of the jewelers have, which we don't have, which will be a great add-on for us that we are manufacturing these pieces.
Many conversations to hold with franchise. But any other particular question, please go ahead and ask.
Anyone would like to ask any questions? Shivani, Benita,
I want to ask one thing. As we talk on FOCO model, there we are saying 12% is the gross margin. So this is MG or gross margin?
So let me take this up. So in gross margins, what we are, so revenue share in FOCO is not a gross margin, it's a net. So what we are extending. Secondly, we aren't extending any MG in our models. The major reasonings for that is we are in the category of precious, where it's all, so whatever the inventory which a prospect partner is buying, they are buying the gold category inventory, right? And on the base on which we are all in during the exit, we are also giving a gold appreciation. So more or less the investment value, what they are investing is always being covered, and even they are getting appreciation on that. So in the ROI calculation or the payback calculation, we are not anticipating or adding that part. That is always there. So this is unlike the any other category where the MG is being offered, because there is no as such appreciation on the inventory value get. In fact, you get a depreciation on the inventory value. So that is the biggest differentiator. That's how we have decided that we will not go ahead with any sort of an MG in our models.
A very good point, Arju. I'll also tell you, everybody, I also want to share the particular thing about jewelry. When you take a franchise of any apparel brand or any other brand, the asset class, the product you've invested is not increasing. This asset class, you sleep and tomorrow morning is 5% up. If you've seen gold, gold is 1,95,000 rupees today. The journey is been 4 years. So you're investing in stock, the stock which is an appreciating asset class. Any other asset class, any other inventory you venture in is not increasing. It's depleting. This product which is not sold has to be either go on sale or one by one, something like that.
Out of fashion.
Flushed out. But with jewelry, especially and then 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh ticket, it's nothing. You can, it's increasing cash value. You can redesign it. So it's a win-win. Your amount is secured. It cannot depreciate. So the worst case. So these are the conversations which I think are very interesting. Small ticket, you're putting the money into inventory. They already have an infrastructure of local geography and the area. They're already working in the people whom I'm talking about. And the brand is not going to do shop in shop. So we are not going to say that आपने किसी ने ले लिया और आप ज्वेलरी के नहीं है, वो ब्रांड ने आके किसी ज्वेलर की दुकान में लगा दिया. No, we're not going to happen. You put it on paper and tell them. We can have an understanding on that. We're not interested in shop in shop. We are okay for a jeweler to open another venture, not shop in shop. We don't want to cannibalize the whole effort we are making.
Absolutely right. Thank you, Abhishek. I mean, just looking into the time, we have time constraint, but still, I would like to ask Ashish sir. I mean, he's been, he's primarily working with the jewelry brands, right? I would like to, ask for his expert comment on the opportunity size he looks into in different part of India, and also how do you see the possibilities of this particular category growing in near future?
Thanks, Bharat. Thanks for providing an opportunity to give my 2 cents. I do know jewelry pan India, right? And one thing I realized, over a period of time, last 6 months, with so many lab grown coming in, we are giving the price range at what we have launched. Same price range with lab grown are nowadays charging, which is artificial diamond, right? So you can say you're getting a real diamond with a gold base, right? At the rate of a lab grown, right? So I don't think the pricing could have gone better than this for this branding, what we have done, and Polki today is a thing. I'm also hearing, brands are now trying to do Polki, but as Abhishek rightly said, it's a mindset, it's a craftsmanship. Everyone, if that was the case, then, why not people are doing that in China? Why not in Thailand? Why only in India? And that too only in Rajasthan, right? So right? That's how the difference between a natural diamond and a lab grown, right? The way we compare, right? This is a skill business, right? And you have to be at the right time, at the right place, with the right people, and that has to be a legacy, right? So I feel this legacy is what Abhishek and Vyant has created, Raniwala has created, and this is I call as almost a semi-monopoly, right, in the market. And a good business is where you are the only one selling the product at that category, and there are very very few in the market who might even try to do something close to this, right? Because this is an upcoming category, right? And if you go and actually see the products, on their website, you will realize what I'm trying to say, right? So if you can put Arzu your website on the chat, so investors can go and have a look at it, right, as well, right? So I feel it's the pricing is very sweet spot, right? And the average value also is good enough so that even franchisee makes good money. You don't have to sell tons and tons of jewelry in this, right? But the pricing is also so less compared to what you get in a real diamond, right? That it's affordability, I feel, and this is going to be definitely the right spots for this business would be high streets. As rightly Abhishek told, it's not about high end, only places. It has to be where people are moving. It can be high end. It can be brands where female brands are there a lot, where we want them to be placed, right? So apart from jewelry, it can be also more fashion brands and female brands are there. That female population movement is very high. This is the right location for this kinds of brands, right? And I think Abhishek, we are going to help serious investors to for the location hunting, right? The team is going to help them, right? Abhishek
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Arzu?
We
Yeah, okay.
mapped up.
So that is, I think, a value addition because in today's time, investors and they're not able to find, they have money, they want to invest, they want to do for their daughter, their wives. So many calls come to us every day that we want to do something for our, family members. And we always suggest for a female to do, there are two best things to do. One is jewelry, right? And one is a beauty, right? Anything. But I think jewelry is more closer, right? Why? Because they can
Yeah.
connect naturally to it. You don't have to train them to explain what is a tennis bracelet, what is a ring, and all those, right? So I feel this is a very good opportunity to set up your kids, long term. If they are young, 20 to 25, they just entered. We get a lot of calls for third generation, right? Who don't want to do traditionally the family business. They want to start something on their own. This is a perfect category, I would say, where investor community can come in, right? Raniwala team will manage the outlet, right? Even that category
Yes.
is good for this brand. Yeah, so we have both the categories open, and wish you all the best, Abhishek, Abhyant, and Arzu as well. And I think we will do well, right? Thanks.
The last point I want to say, there's one thing Ashish ji said because of his experience. There's a category where Indian fat wedding, we want to give 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees के gift. हम सब सारी शादियों में जो जो होती हैं वो गिफ्टिंग ढूंढ रहे हैं फ्रॉम दीज ब्रांड्स सिल्वरवेयर जिसमें कुछ पता नहीं क्या कंटेंट है. बड़ा बॉक्स होता है बहुत सुंदर, वो घर में आता है, उसको रख देते हैं और वो घूमता रहता है, फिर किसी और को गिफ्ट करते हैं. एंड दैट इज अ कैटेगरी I think is the biggest category. Some tying up with the event manager or the local wedding planner, and we can personalize. 10 बहनों को देना है ABHN, उनके नाम की लॉकेट बना के they will wear it all their life. This is the category we want to explore. How can we service, extend, plan? Because we are backward integrated, we can manufacture anything. So that's the key.
Absolutely. Everyone, so I mean, in case if you would like to go and have a look on the kind of jewelries that they make, it is there in the chat box. Thank you, Arzu, for sharing the website. I mean, when you go onto this website, you can easily find what sets Polki stories apart, right? The fusion and the tradition and the modernity. Their jewelries are the masterpiece of example of classic craftsmanship fused with contemporary design aesthetics is what make, I mean, you can easily go onto their websites. The second thing that I would say that the brand is backed with a heritage of 142 years legacy of Raniwala 1881. I mean, that is what they come from, right? They have their in-house designers, manufacturing, gem setting done is in-house with precision and quality control, right? And of course, 100% certification, lifetime buyback, and the exchange. I mean, everything you have, right? Ashish sir already have shared. Abhishek already, shared all the, the important aspects of the franchising, and of course, this has a very good future, right? I mean, as rightly said, Ashish said that it is a kind of monopoly, right? So if you be a part of this successful journey of this brand, you will also be a part of that monopoly, right? So the kind of product they provide, kind of jewelry they have is unmatched, right? So I think with this, remarks, I would also like to now, before we close it, I would really like to, maybe Abhishek or Abhiyan can take the lead and can, you know, share your closing remarks for the investors, by the way.
Abhiyan, please.
Yes, so I think all greatly everything has been said, and a lot of questions I'm sure will come across to everybody's mind. And we are absolutely open, and we are here to learn, grow, and make this larger together. So, absolutely, we are open for all the ideas, new ventures, and we don't restrict ourselves to any of these particular locations or ideas or cities or categories as well. But so absolutely, we are open for any kind of questions and looking forward to hear.
Absolutely. So, yep, in case if anyone would like to get in touch with us, you can contact us on our hotline number 9717683838, or you can also write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. You may also contact, Ashish ji. He's from Mumbai and he has already shared his number in the chat box. You can have a deep dive discussion about the brand, the opportunities, right? I would also request to Vinita, if you could also, Vinita, Shivani, Raja, in case if you could also share your number in the chat box, so that in case if anyone would like to get in touch from Ahmedabad, then Vinita is there. Shivani, you can take care of the investors from North, and Raja can take care from Mumbai. So that's it, everyone, for the day. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
being with us, almost like more than an hour. I really appreciate Arzu, Abhiyant, and Abhishek Raniwala to be a part of this webinar, sharing the fabulous insight about the brand and the legacy. Really appreciate and honor to be, finding you here on this webinar. I would also like to thank our expert in the jewelry brand, Ashish Vora, and also like to thank all my colleagues helping me driving this webinar.
Thank
So
you.
that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much. And yep, we are waiting for your call, and so that you can also be a part of fantastic, successful journey of Polki jewelries.
Thank
So
you.
that's it.
Thank you, Ashish ji. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Arzu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you, Arju, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.